team number 4. This is still loser's bracket. Winner here is actually going to go ahead and play Legion immediately after, so you can just start getting the seeding situation all set together. But first band coming in for 4Not will be Malphite.
Yeah, and so we'll see, how they match up against West Rice. Akali isn't someone that you're going to first pick. You want to give it a couple of seconds, see, what you can do to put pressure on that lane. But because West Rice is so strong on that champion, he can put a lot of pressure regardless of team comp, and you always have to kind of deal with this high burst assassin champion. So we'll have to see. West Rice has been playing a lot of champions, though. He's been very versatile so far in his role in the top lane, which used to be his big issue, the fact that he didn't really play anything. So we'll have to see. Right now, a couple of tanks being banned out, Urgot as well as Alistar, and we'll get this game underway. Yeah,
Alistar saw how much of a presence he could be actually when we were watching Legion Orbit Game 1 earlier. And, Malphite, he's been pretty popular in the top lane. He's been pretty popular in the jungle. And you also saw last game, Urgot was actually doing pretty well on Orbit, but unfortunately everything just kind of ended up falling apart there. But Shen, going to be the next ban coming from Curse. He's a very annoying champ to deal with as well in the jungle or top lane with that global ult. Granted, the cooldown was part of the global cooldown nerf, but still, though, he's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, he's a really strong champion, either in the top lane or in the jungle. Banning out Nocturne as well, so Shen was down. They didn't want to have to first pick Nocturne. Now, One Bad Bread, he plays a lot of really aggressive ganking junglers like Nautilus and Alistar, so they ban out Alistar as well. They get rid of that pick. They pick up the Janna, so that, is just an all-around strong support, works well with a lot of team comps, and then giving that movement speed boost to your jungler when you have a ganking kind of jungler, that works out well. We'll see how that works out for them. But Curse going to be grabbing Graves, probably a Soraka as well. They could go with the Taric. That would work.
Yeah,
in that bottom lane.
Soraka's open. Taric could be good, because it's
the Taric Graves combo. Or you could go with the Blitzcrank. The issue is it's Janna versus Blitzcrank, and the Whirlwind can be okay there. But the Taric Graves combo, if you get the stun, you have so much upfront burst.
Yeah, you can even then also go for things like, Leona would be good also. Yeah. Why not? But I think Cho'Gath, actually there you go. There's Cho.
Yep.
Possibly in the jungle.
And it's wild. They've been starting to first pick Cho or second pick Cho very commonly for Curse. And St. Vicious, he's done very well up until the last game that we saw him play as Cho. And it was versus Dynamic, and they absolutely obliterated him in the jungle. He was level 2 when Nintendude was level 5. And so we'll have to see. You weren't watching that.
What happened there?
That's right. St. Vicious, they started off, Paradoxical counter-jungled him at level 2. He killed him at blue buff, so they got, Cho started red. He killed him at blue buff, so Paradoxical started off with the first blood and the double kill, or the kill for the double buff. And then Nintendude just ran all over St. Vicious. Like, they just didn't have an answer for them. The game was over in the first couple of minutes, basically, because of how far behind St. Vicious was. So we'll have to see if that's the case there. It was interesting to me, though, because Cho is a very controlling jungler. St. Vicious plays him with movement speed quints, because usually Cho can keep his health pretty high with his passive and whatnot. He's not very buff dependent. He can steal jungle minions very easily with his feast, which is the big reason behind him, and he's just a strong all-around jungler. However, the first couple of levels, he does get kind of low in the jungle, so it does open up those opportunities.
But it looks like here 4Not picking up Tristana Taric. I think we're going to be seeing another mid-AP Janna here.
Yeah, no, that's a serious threat possibility, and Nijaki, we'll see what he does to kind of match up against that. But Takashi X is a very strong mid player. He can work with that Janna pick. Morgana for Nijaki. So this is kind of interesting right here. But I really like the Taric pick because it prevents Curse from taking the Graves Taric combo, which is just such a devastating combo. But as a result, they get the Nunu, so that's going to be kind of interesting. The attack speed slow on Tristana is going to be really tough because she's so attack speed dependent, but she does have a lot of burst as well, so that's something to consider. And then having the Morgana versus the Janna, it'll be interesting to see whether or not Morgana can get off that ultimate or if Janna just knocks her out of there. So
even then, when you see the full team fights, there's going to be a lot of AoE synergy coming in from Curse. You got the Morgana ult, you got Nunu, you got Cho rupturing everything, and you got you can have Graves shooting all everywhere. And
wow, so this is really interesting because we could be seeing a Janna in the top lane, and then all of a sudden this TF, and a really unusual comp for 4Not, complete departure from what we would expect. They could also be running a jungle Taric, which I haven't seen before, so that would be kind of unusual. Shyvana makes a little bit more sense, but they probably are going to be sending Janna into the top lane. So that's a really interesting kind of matchup. We'll see how that's going to work out for them.
But the thing is, though, it still hasn't been established. Where it's still kind of murky where Cho's actually going to be. He could be top. He could be in the jungle.
No, he's in the jungle.
Yeah.
There's no murky territory there. St. Vicious is going to jungle Cho. You're right. He has that flexibility.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, West Rice doesn't play Cho'Gath, and St. Vicious plays a lot of Cho'Gath. So, it's a very common pick. And West Rice actually going to be playing Yorick. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. But I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. Right now, Vladimir. Vladimir makes a little bit more sense. But we'll have to see. Janna can get some nice harass off. It is kind of like an AD carry top with the shield. Get some harass onto Vladimir. Try and force him out of the lane.
So just waiting to see if this is indeed the pick. Go for the double AP onto Curse. Actually, well, both teams really going double AP here, actually.
Yeah.
Because, Janna more likely going to be in the top lane. Tristana going to be going bot versus the Graves. There's a lot of burst available for 4Not. And, right now, bot lane for Curse, there's looking to get the Blood Will onto Graves, make sure he can go ahead and stay with his farm. This seems to be a really farming team for Curse, actually.
Yeah, it is a very farming team. They have really nice sustained damage late game, lots of AoE. So that's a serious issue for 4Not. The fact that the team fight control for Curse is just absolutely astounding. But Curse, or 4Not, they have the movement speed advantage. Janna with the passive is going to be, wow. So, okay, Martel is coming in as the sub. He's going to be bot lane. And so Zekant going back top lane. And now it makes a little bit more sense. I should have realized that, actually. Zekant with his, Poppy play, his Kale play, and then also Janna top. He has played it in the past. So Zekant is going to be going Janna top, which is interesting. But it allows Shyvana to be really controlling over this map, have that movement speed presence. Maybe take advantage of Cho'Gath a little bit early on, though they do have to worry about the fact that Cho'Gath is also a very fast jungler. But Shyvana should have a little bit of an advantage in the jungling speed.
And also, Shyvana, her bread and butter is going in for the counter jungling as well. So do you think that, I think it's going to be more than safe to assume that there's going to be quite a few attempts of One Bad Brad actually going in for the invade, looking to see if he can deny St. Vicious' farm in the jungle, because it worked so well with Dynamic.
Well, the big thing with someone like Shyvana, a controlling jungler, is you mainly look to clear your own jungle, and then when you see Cho'Gath, when they see Cho'Gath going for a gank or something, then you run in and clear his jungle, and when that's an option, they will be able to take advantage of that. But for the most part, he's not going to just be brazenly walking into Cho's jungle trying to pick up minions, because it would be kind of a risky situation, because Morgana is going to be very strong in that mid lane. That'll help provide some control over the jungle, and the fact that Cho'Gath is pretty strong in the jungle as well. So we'll have to see how that kind of works out. 4Not, it's kind of an interesting team. They have lots of single target bursts. Ahri, they have a lot of mobility, and that's what their team is based around, is that mobility. So they can get Ahri around, try and pick up kills with her. Tristana later in the game is a fantastic AD carry, has really strong single target DPS if they can keep her alive, so that's going to be something to watch out for. But it's going to be difficult because all the lanes from Curse, if they want to use the mobility and try and pick up kills, who are they going to be killing? Morgana in the mid lane has the shield, has the ultimate. She's going to be pretty safe. That's going to be a pretty tough kill for Ahri. It's almost no chance. Vladimir in the top lane, once they force the pool, they could consider a tower dive because of how strong Shyvana is at tanking towers. That is a potential, but it's a really scary prospect to tower dive at Vladimir. So we'll have to see how that kind of works out.
Yeah, so let's see. What would you say? Curse, they have the farming team. At what point in the game would you say that they'd be sufficiently farmed, hitting 20-minute, 30-minute mark here?
Yeah, I mean, 20-minute mark is it's really from early levels, they're going to win team fights over 4Not if they are all grouped up. If it's a full 5v5 fight, so basically, Curse is just going to sit back. Farm, try and pressure Dragon, actually, because with Cho'Gath and Nunu, they can kill Dragon very quickly with the Feast and the Consume. So they're going to sit back, and it's when they start finding objectives that they're going to start grouping up. When they're like, okay, we can push a tower now, let's group up, if they can go for Baron or something. But they don't really have the greatest Baron team. They have a lot of control over Baron with Cho and Nunu. It'll be really tough to steal it. but it's not a very fast team for taking it, so they probably won't go after it. So it's going to push back the laning phase a little bit later than usual. It's really just going to come down to whether or not 4Not gets off the successful ganks early, because if 4Not gets off the successful ganks, they put on the pressure. If it backfires on them and Curse wins those exchanges, wins those tower dives, then Curse is just going to be in the controlling position, and maybe they'll start pushing a little bit earlier than you would expect.
Interesting. All right, so we may see a lot of aggression coming in from Shyvana to try and get those early ganks then. But yeah, we're just going to have to load on up, wait and see. A reminder here as well, these are the face-off qualifiers. This is loser's bracket. Loser goes home. Winner actually does come to the live event. Going to be joining Legion, MTW, NA, and Dynamic. And then also after this, the winner of this set will be playing Team Legion. Still have to go through the seeding and still to see who comes out first to go ahead and seed them into the bracket. But we are now loading on up. Should be into this game in just one moment. And I mean, all the teams, everyone today, like everyone this morning was looking incredibly strong, and these guys, both of these teams have actually been doing pretty well recently for themselves. I mean, you can't, you can't. It's tough to choose if you have a preference over which one you want to come. But we got them both here. They both earned away. And let's see who comes on in, and the game is loaded, and we are ready.
Yeah, so I think a big key is going to be how successful Vladimir is in that top lane. Because Vladimir can play pretty defensively, Janna will have the harass advantage early on, but just not a lot of kill potential. And Zeke running the teleport. So with that teleport, it's going to be very difficult for him to pick up kills. He's basically not going to be able to do anything against Vladimir. So Vladimir is going to be able to free farm. He does have the potential of teleporting around the map to help them pick up kills, though. So for the most part, they're not going to follow top lane at all. They're going to completely ignore it. They're going to put their pressure on the bottom lane. Mid, there's not kill potential there. Bot lane, it's going to be tough for them to engage on them, but if they get the Taric stun and followed up with Shyvana or Ahri ganking, they could maybe pick it up. But actually, they're walking right in here. They want to get this kill, but they're actually going to be walking
out
right
there.
by
Where's the
Jackie.
bind? 4Not walks right into the bush. One bad Brad right out in front. Will he be able to get away from this one? I'm not quite sure. There you go. First blood going down onto Graves. But 4Not, they still want to try and make the best of this situation. They're following around, trying to see if they can get anything on top. Nice bind from long distance from Jackie. Going to go ahead and get Martel. Wow. Unfortunate.
Yeah, and so because 4Not didn't have the vision advantage, they have a stronger level 1 team, but the level 1 for Curse is very strong as well. The Morgana, Graves, and Cho combo is devastating. But the thing was, Curse, they had the vision advantage, so they're able to all pick out what target they want. They're like, St. Vicious, or Brad is the first one coming in here. Shyvana will all focus Shyvana, get the kill there. Whereas 4Not, they have to pick and choose after they get vision, after they walk into the bush. Which, yeah, it's an obvious thing. It sounds like common sense, but it is a strong advantage that you can take. And actually, they're still walking in, trying to steal this. They get the Wraith. They'll get some jungle steal there. St. Vicious starting off at the red, and I don't know what's going to happen here. They actually might walk into it again.
They really want to get these invades. They really want to put St. Vicious behind. But there you go, Elements walking on back. He knows 4Not is still around. They're still here. Charm going down on Elements. Will he be able to get away? Yes, he can. Exhaust going on one bad Brad. They stole it. Manages to steal the red still.
Yeah, and we saw yesterday with Dynamic versus Curse, if you set St. Vicious behind early as Shogath, you can get that advantage. But Westrice, he doesn't have the pull yet, so one more attack. Just one more.
There you
it
go.
Goes.
Nice. Parole just barely getting that kill. But who else is getting low? Martel, he'll be just fine. He's just going to be just fine here. So it looks like there is also going to be a lane swap situation going for a Curse.
I must have underestimated the potential of Janna versus Vlad, but it's weird because Janna, she doesn't have an Ignite, so I really wouldn't be that threatened, but I'm not really sure why they would want to send a lane up top, because it's going to be tough to stop Janna from farming. She has her shield, but all it does is it puts Vlad into a dangerous situation. And if there was a reason, like if you really wanted to shut down what Zekent was playing, it would make sense. But in the meantime, Brad coming in this mid lane probably doesn't have the best ganking potential, but still he can get some quick burst damage off onto him or walk up and steal his race. They are back up again.
There is the vision. Morgana did actually get the quick vision on one bad Brad as he's trying to come in the lane. So Jackie, he knows what's up. He knows they may get ganked there, so he's playing a little bit cautious. St. Vicious actually getting very low at his own blue, but will be able to secure it. but red still up for 4Not. Zekin just trying to keep the pushback. And Curse, they want this top tower. They really want that thing bad. They want to. They just want to shove Zekin as far back as possible, trying to reduce the farm, and even possibly just start roaming super early.
There's the reason for this swap. It's not to shut down Janna, which is normally why you see the bot lane going top. It's to get the fast push. So, you know, like we were talking about earlier, the second they start grouping up as 5, they're going to be winning these fights. And the way you can do that is by forcing map objectives. If they can take that top tower, Zekin already forced to recall. He's actually going to have to use his teleport to get up back up to lane maybe. We'll see whether or not he does that or if he just walks up to lane. But they are just putting the constant pressure. And later on in the game, Zekin, he will be able to clear waves very easily, but at this point, he just doesn't have enough damage, so they will be able to just put a ton of pressure. And in the meantime, Brad coming into the mid lane, he's going to come right up onto Nijaki. Nijaki is okay, misses the bind, but gets the shield, is able to walk out.
There you go, not a whole lot. And you know, Morgana is just a very, very tough champ to just try and gank. You know, once you get that shield, granted, yes, doesn't do anything for physical damage, but things like the charm that Ahri has just no longer effective as long as that shield is up. But there you go, Bind trying to farm from a distance, and Zekin's going to have a very rough job. Look at that tower. It's already incredibly weak. It's down to about 1/3 health, and Elements and Cop may actually be able to get it on this push or the next.
Oh,
Elements getting
the
very
tower,
low.
though.
One bad Brad getting there. The tower, wow.
Yeah, and one bad Brad trying to chase down Cop. Cop will be able to get out of there, but
wow.
Still, the clearing potential of Janna, I'm not really sure what Elements thought he was doing. I don't know, thought he had an extra second, and just getting caught underneath the turret.
Happens.
Yeah, well, hopefully not too
hopefully
often.
not too much, yeah. But sometimes, the math is wrong or the time is off.
Happens.
But then again, probably also just underestimating. It's like, wow, Janna Tornado does do quite a bit of damage. I should probably back off.
Like, that's the point in a ranked game when you die to the turret and you just tell your team, oh my, they're camping top. They had like so many ganks and everything and no MIAs. that must have been why I died.
But there you go. So one bad Brad, gonna continue looking for just looking for farm. Possibly, it's gonna be rough to gank top. It really is. As soon as that tower's gone, there's really just no safety unless Cop and Elements just continue to keep on pushing and probably try to pressure the tier 2, at which point they should probably have some pretty decent ward coverage in the jungle if that's something you want to pursue. And Brad's just going to look to, oh, nice bind coming in from Nijaki. It's really just, covering every lane. If someone needs to go back, you're there. You're there for support. And let's see how St. Vicious is doing. Has the Fairy Charm, has the boots. Very tiny so far, only level 4. So in terms of in terms of experience, wow. Top lane. That is a 6-minute, 30-second turret top lane. Wow.
In the meantime, Saint, he is setting up in that bottom lane, and he wants to engage. There it is. They're actually going on to Westrice, but he comes in with the Rupture, with the Silence. They should be able to pick up this kill on the Taric. Westrice actually just can't quite pick it up.
Oh, the Ignite going on a Westrice. Vladimir needs to get out of there. Parole. Will he be able to make something happen in time? I'm not so sure. The rocket jump. Too long of a cooldown at the moment. No kills, no assists on that. And nothing to really capitalize there.
As a result, one bad Brad coming up into the red, going to be able to steal that buff. It's actually not there, so he gets vision. But even so, recognizing, all right, St. Vicious' bot, let's take advantage of this. It should be up shortly. He knows that they did start with the red buff, so it'll be up like 7:15, and he will be able to take that. And
he's waiting.
I don't know. We'll see. Until 9 minutes. Zekin's teleport is going to be down, so that kind of gives Curse a little bit of a window if they want to go for Dragon. They can pressure it before 9 minutes and have a 5v4 situation as bot transitions down, because Vlad, he's now going to be going top lane, and St. Vicious is here, but Brad does get it and gets out.
Nice. Though he's none the wiser, does no idea that one bad Brad is so close by. Is going to see Westrice. Vlad now knows. There goes your red buff, by the way. I saw it on the way back to lane. But here you go, the lane switch back. Cop, Elements, mission accomplished. You took the top tier 1. Gonna go ahead, swap, and go back to your regular positions. But Ahri.
And now Vladimir can still farm in that top lane. He's gonna be fine, even with the tower down.
Cop is all alone. Takashi X gets in there. There's a rush in there, plus the charm and the orb. Still got a whole bunch of rushes available, plus the Ignite going down. Takashi X taking a whole bunch of damage, though. The Ignite, no, heal, not up in time.
Wow, Cop with the 3v1 kill. And Zeke pushing into the tower, but West Rice, he was a little bit behind. This is going to be a nice wave to try and catch him up into this game. The pressure bottom really put him behind. I mean, it's a real struggle, but St. Vicious coming in just to protect him for a second. He's going to be okay, but now actually this might be an issue because he's 2 levels behind Janna, and Janna can maybe harass him down a little bit, just keep on putting up the pressure.
Yep, but in the meantime, though, 4Not bot lane, they're also going to take their opportunity to push. Cop was put behind, forcing the wave to tower, and the tower's going to go ahead and try and deny as much of that experience as possible. One Bad Bread does get caught out with the bind in mid. Nijacki's looking pretty healthy right now, albeit a little bit low on mana, but there's nothing a good healthy blue buff cannot resolve.
I have to imagine Curse is concerned though right now because they made this play where they send their bot lane up top to get that map control, and it worked out very well. They're able to get the map control, but they've artificially put West Rice behind in this game. He's just hitting level 6 9 minutes in, which isn't that terrible, but he's behind on farm as well. Vlad's just going to farm forever, so at some point in time he's going to catch up, but it does slow down their mid game a little bit. So we'll see whether or not 4Not can take advantage of that, particularly if they start ganking up top with the Shyvana and Ahri combo. But if there's a gank top, it does open up the potential for Curse to take that dragon very quickly.
So there we go. I mean, we're almost hitting the 10-minute mark. Curse did make that move to go ahead and grab that quick turret. But now it's just a matter. And St. Vicious, he's behind also just dinging 6 now. He's just gotten that feast. He's just now starting to get those health stacks as well. So I don't know. You have to see Elements, in terms of supports, is also a little bit behind. No GP10s on him quite yet. Tarek has already got his Philo Stone, so he's a little bit behind also.
Yeah, and they do have a lot of aggression in this bottom lane. They do have a 2-level advantage over Nunu, like you said, so it could still open up that killing potential, but they have to watch out because of how strong Nunu is. But Takashi...
What?
Oh,
Did he? No.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
It looked like the Ignite was off for a second.
Yeah,
but,
it did.
yeah, I mean, Ahri's usually pretty safe against Morgana, but Morgana has plenty of burst if you catch him with the bind. So I'm assuming that Nijacki hit him with the bind, followed up with the ultimate, and just took him down.
The Ignite will be more than enough in that situation. One Bad Bread, still looking wherever he can, just go ahead and get some quick farm. Nice stun. Cop will dash into the bush. No opportunity there for 4Not. And yeah, the farming game does continue. But here you go though. Curse. There's Cho. He's got the feast. Nunu's coming on up with the consume. And this should be a pretty easy dragon for Curse actually.
Yeah, 4Not's not even trying to contest it. They haven't had any wards in the area for a while. They really didn't expect to contest against a Nunu Cho combo. It's just going to be really difficult for them. So they're fine with sitting back, allow Ahri to get kind of into this game. It is going to be tough, though. I mean, they have a lot of kill potential as in small groups as a team, but Graves and Tarek, they can't really abuse... Tristan Tarek, they can't really abuse Graves and Nunu much because of how strong Nunu is for duels. He can just have that attack speed slow on Trist, and then the Blood Boil on Graves, and Graves will just easily win those matchups.
And Zekin still with a 2-level lead top lane over up on West Rice. And that's just going to... It's looking pretty grim top lane. Granted, West Rice, yes, he is getting his farm, but he's still significantly behind, and very frequently you're going to be seeing a push to the tower here top lane. Zekin wants to also... There's motivation to go ahead and take the top tier 1 as well. Want to equalize the towers, want to equalize the gold, and St. Vicious is not too far behind. Might just go ahead and defend the tower. Give an opportunity to West Rice to go back.
West Rice, 47 CS, 12 minutes into the game, and that was the concern. They put him behind by sending him bot lane against that aggressive lane, and he's yet to catch up. Morgana in the mid should be okay. Actually hits the bind to Takashi. He might go in on
but
this,
there's
but
a teleport down. Zekin there, just going to be having enough time and helping out, taking out Cop. There's Elements doubling back in the bush, but he's going to be going down as well. Takashi and Nijacki are still dueling it out in mid, and there's One Bad Bread in dragon form actually. Yeah,
and Nijacki did use the ultimate, but Ahri was just barely able to get out of there, so... the kill not going down, the Ignite was down, so that is one thing. But 4Not going to be able to take down this bot tower very easily.
There you go. St. Vicious can only do so much. Stun going down, Parole. They want this damage. There you go. There's plenty of damage coming in from Parole down onto St. Vicious. Zekin puts in, he's in a little bit of a hairy spot. Now regretting probably going down to help defend that tower. But there should actually still be enough time, too, for Parole to go ahead and take the turret. There you go. Very well done.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Shyvana is chasing down Vladimir. He does not have the red buff, actually, but still
nice.
With the exhaust, West Rice is in a bad situation.
Fail
missing
flash.
the flash. wow. Brad,
nothing.
he didn't realize that he missed the flash. He thought that the flash went off and then didn't chase him down.
Well, it's still flash burn, but
It's
yeah,
a
that could
double
have been
fail.
that could have been a kill.
Yeah,
Mutual fail.
it was a mutual fail.
Mutual fails.
But in the meantime, he is going to recall. Brad actually coming up in the jungle, just barely missing him with that ward. And he's actually moving up into the red. Now, this is a really dangerous situation because Vladimir saw him. Morgana is making his way up into there. He does see him with the ward, so he's like, dang, I have to get the hell out of here. Cho is there as well. He will get out fine. He has the movement speed. Fortunately, not getting himself into a dangerous situation.
There you go. St. Vicious going to go nom that lizard buff up. Take that back with him. Continue the rest of his path.
Look at the levels. So St. Vicious is 2 levels behind Shyvana right now.
Yes.
West Rice, he's a level behind Janna. They are transitioning to mid. So Curse, they have 3 mid. They can push down that top tower, while St. Vicious and West Rice will defend this top. But the mid tower is going to go down. So Janna pushing bot, but they're going to lose their mid turret. There it goes. Curse with the lead, 3 turrets down, or 2 turrets down. And
you also see, now that 4Not, they've taken down the bot tier 1, you see his transition. Now you see Tristana and Tarek taking the top lane. There, Vlad ult goes down. Parole is in a bit of a tricky situation. Does rocket jump away, but Martel is behind. But here comes the rest of Curse. Parole will not be able to flash to safety. Granted, blue buff. 4Not will take it before Curse can actually go in for the invade. Nightjack, he's looking hungry, trying to find another kill.
Oh, he hit the bind.
Very well done. Holy crap. This the first part of the ultimate was more than enough to get that kill.
Yeah, I mean, Takashi X was so low, and so Nightjack, knew it. He was just sitting there waiting. He's like, all right, if I hit the bind, he's done. Like, he's just going to die.
Wow. 15 minutes on the button.
They have
Baron
about
spawns.
2,000 true damage with Smite, with Nunu, with Cho. So it's a lot of quick true damage. And actually, St. Vicious, they have to get out of there because one bad Brad is coming in.
Nuts.
And he could have actually 4v1 them if they had stuck there to do Baron. And then there's also, actually, Janna's teleport is down. But even so, Shyvana would have been able to 4v1 them. And they recognized if they could sneak it, then they could maybe do it. So they decided to go for it real quick. And they realized, oh, no, he's here. All right, that's fine. Back off. No harm done. We're fine. It's not like they're going to take Baron now.
Right. So, wow. I really, a part of me wanted to see that actually happen. Because I can't recall.
I wanted to see the Baron happen into the Shyvana quadra-kill. That's what I wanted to see.
That definitely would have swung 4Not back into this game. But, after that last fight, Curse, they're in a pretty good spot, but 4Not is still taking out a bunch of objectives now, taking down the tier 1 in top lane. So it's like everyone's just like scattering really. Like Janna is in every can't decide on a lane. Ari can't decide on a lane. Tristana's mid. It's just like there's a bit of well, that's kind of a bit of confusion on 4Not right now.
That's the kind of team that 4Not has right now, though. Janna, they want to split push Janna constantly because she has the teleport. She, is very survivable, but she's not like a killer. You're not expecting Janna to just run around and pick up kills left and right. Ari's the killer. Tristana needs to be farming. So Tristana goes lane to lane to lane to just constantly farm, keep up with Graves, now picking up the red buff. So Tristana's actually doing pretty well this game, is almost finished that Infinity Edge. She's going to have it before 20 minutes, which is nice, like around 18 minutes. And actually, Curse, they are all coming down for this dragon. Takashi X has to get out of there. Curse trying to see if they can catch someone off. Isn't going to happen.
Oh, there's Martel. No, will not get bound by Morgana. But yeah, Curse, they're setting up. They want to go ahead, get another dragon. Perfectly timed rupture, and there it is once again. They should be able to secure this. No problem. They couldn't get the Baron earlier, but they can go ahead and grab this as well. Wonderful clear on the objectives. How many stacks? Cho's got 4 stacks. He's almost maxed out. Just 2 more of those. Should be pretty good.
Yeah, but actually they have 4Not out of position here, so they're trying to chase him down. They do get out. They are going to be okay. Janna coming mid as well to help out the team. One bad Brad going for the risky race steal, but Curse isn't responding, and they're actually pushing down this mid lane. And they have a really nice AoE team if they can force a fight and then pressure this turret.
The minions are pushing down the mid lane, looking for the tier 2. Zekin on the horizon with DFG down onto Cop, putting them really weak, but there's not really anyone here from 4Not to try and capitalize. Pearl is way too far back. Terra can only do so much. That was
Yeah,
a little bit of a
maybe
misplay.
could have gotten that kill onto Morgana if he had gone in a little bit more aggressively, but it's tough to engage into 4 members. St. Vicious, or sorry, One Bad Brad in the meantime is in that top lane. The rest of Curse is pretty low. So this is actually probably going to result in the mid turret going down for 4Not. So they can take down this mid turret. If Curse steps up, they're going to die.
Nice hit on the bind onto Zekin, but Pearl is from a distance plugging away at the mid tier 1, but unfortunately not going to be able to grab
Takashi
it.
X, is he actually going to go for this kill?
Oh,
No, he's just going to defend it.
Orb does not hit, does not land. Not worthwhile because it's a lot of damage out of that fight. One Bad Brad also looking to retreat. There you go, Westray's going in. He's got the ult down onto Takashi X, but he's just...
It's very close. He might get that kill. Oh.
No, 7 health. 7.
Yeah, just barely living, but it allows Westrice an opportunity to continue farming, and he has caught back up into this game. So, you know, doing a nice job there. He is doing okay for himself. He didn't have to get any defensive items, and he's actually going for a fast Wheel of the Ancients, which it's been a while. No, he's transitioning into Rabadons. Okay.
There you go.
I was going to say, it's been a while since I've seen someone actually finish a Wheel of the Ancients on Vladimir, but yeah, he's going to have a lot of damage.
Today will not be that day.
The rest of his team, they already have so much team fight control, and Morgana going with the Abyssal Scepter as opposed to the Zhonya's. So, you know, it's kind of tough. Without the Zhonya's can root you in place if Morgana tries to Monsoon, but that could result in a situation where you're kind of separated from her team. But the big thing with that Abyssal Scepter, not only is Morgana tankier, but Vlad is just going to be doing so much AoE damage into the middle of that fight.
And now the tier 1 in mid has been taken from 4Not. And now Curse, they're looking to push back a little bit too. And Westrice still in the bot lane, looking to push, looking to farm, looking to take out that tower because it's very low to going down. But there are pings going on around mid. Curse is being spotted. They're just chilling, just sitting back. St. Vicious going to be going back, looking to buy up a few things. We'll see what he gets in a minute. He does have 3 GP10s at the moment.
The pressure from Vladimir in the bottom lane. Ahri wants to be getting kills, needs to be in these team fights, but Ahri is just going to constantly lose to Vladimir. So Vladimir has the advantage down there. You know, he's perfectly fine with split pushing. It just stalls out the game more and more so that they can get into that late game where Curse just absolutely dominates. So we'll have to see. One Bad Brad clearing out the wards around the Baron. You know, I don't expect that they'll force it because they will lose to the AoE, and if you're stuck in the Baron pit, you're just going to get AoE to death.
Right.
So as a result, they don't really have a lot of options right here. They need to try and pick people off, but all the turrets are down. They can't push against Curse because Curse can just stall with Morgana. They can't take Baron because then Curse is going to kill them. So for the most part, they're just kind of running around trying to see if they can catch people out of position and farming.
So now, yeah, it's just, yeah, the farm game. It's not the most exciting game in the world, unfortunately.
I love the farm game. Oh, Westrice with the tower kill. And actually, they are set up for the Dragon. It's not going to be up for a while.
Yeah. that is unfortunately the way the farm game goes sometimes. It's not the most, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but Curse, actually, Takashi X trying to get some damage down to Westrice bot lane, but the Vital will finish. Actually, it still has more parts of the rush to go, but the pool's going to be more than enough.
I'm really surprised he decided to go back in on that.
Yeah.
Even if he had hit that charm, I don't think he had enough damage to take down Westrice, and then once the charm is up, he's just going to pull anyway. Takashi did have the Ignite, but he didn't have quite enough damage, so really aggressive play, kind of throwing his life away there, and Westrice is in this game in a very major way right now. Takashi X is 0-4 right now, never quite able to get those kills that he would like to, and a lot of it goes back to the defensive nature of Curse's team. He didn't really have a lot of opportunities. Yeah,
he's also pretty far behind in gold in comparison to Morgana as well, about like 1,500 gold behind. Not, this isn't, not the best game for Takashi X, unfortunately. But not to say that there's still isn't a way to come on back. There you go, One Bad Brad in dragon form over the forest wall, trying to make something happen on Night Jackie. The Zephyr, Janna was more than able to go ahead and clear pretty much the entire spell shield on Morgana.
I also don't think that they realized that Vladimir was there when they originally engaged, and so they jumped into the Vladimir, and they're like, Vladimir and Morgana, this is not a good decision. All right, so they backed off. They're okay. But as a result, Curse actually pressuring the Baron here. They can maybe force a fight. And
hiding
actually
up against
sitting in the
very
shadows.
well done. Nice, quick kill. That wall, man. That wall is a killer.
I'm just checking the Baron. Oh, God.
That wall is a killer. That wall is an absolute killer. Well, you may see it happen there once again. One bad Brad right there before you, right as you go and turn around the corner. That's when you get vision, and that's when we're going to ult right down on Takashi X. Is going to go ahead and get that kill. St. Fish is grabbing that one. Martel caught behind. Curse.
This game, yeah, to be perfectly honest, is basically over. There's not a lot of options for 4Not to beat Curse in team fights right now, and you know, they have a lot of mobility, but they don't have a good means of split pushing because Vladimir is just going to split push against any of them, and then their AoE and everything is just going to crush team fights. So Curse grabbing the Baron, they're up 6k gold. That's going to be like 8k. You know, and I don't know, it's going to be tough. They can push right down this mid lane. Graves is pretty short range, but Morgana can just keep on clearing waves as they push in.
So with the Baron buff, they got a good 4-minute window to go ahead and keep the push going. Dragon is up as well. It's there. You might as well grab it. It's more gold. More gold is always a good thing. And then, meanwhile, you know, like I said, the split push, Westrice up top lane, well, was split pushing. Now he's just going to go ahead, back, buy something nice for himself. Negatron, Cloak.
They have slain the dragon.
They have slain the dragon.
Yeah, and, I mean, 4Not, they can stall for a while with the Janna. And with the Ahri, the two of them combined can easily kill creep waves. They do have a lot of single target bursts. That's what 4Not wants to do. They want to just pick people off and be like, hey, Deathfire Grasp into Ahri Bind into, you know, whatever, and just insta-kill someone. So they have a lot of AP single target bursts. The issue is that Curse is probably not going to allow them to get that single target burst. If there's going to be a fight, it's not going to be one person caught. It's going to be the entire Curse roster jumping on top of you. They do have Janna, you know, to clear them back out. So if they burst someone down, then Janna disengages with the Monsoon. That is kind of a potential, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be a long road back for 4Not right now.
So yeah, now it's just pretty much defense mode until the Baron buff expires, if the Baron buff expires. But look at Takashi X, still trying to make the best of the situation, looking to split push, trying to snipe out this tier 2 bot, but here comes Morgana. Nightjackie should be more than enough of a presence to push Takashi X back. And not to mention, you also
works
got
for them though. I mean, pull out the Morgana and pull out Takashi. Morgana's more of a threat than Takashi is right now, so if he holds her bot, then that's fine.
And then there you go, Saint Vicious being out front, being a good tank, taking all the damage if Pearl decides to start engaging on the enemy. But yeah, it's basically just waiting for the main ways to push. There's stun going down to Saint Vicious. The burst damage is not going to be enough. He's got over 3,000 health. That's a lot to try and chunk out to try and get that kill. Got pretty sure, yeah, he got full stacks as well. Hasn't only died once this game so far. And then now you see the transition Curse again going up to top lane for brighter opportunities to go ahead and take that tower.
And Takashi is going bot still, so he's going to be able to get that tower. Janna can stall a little bit, but the thing is, 4Not knows that they can't fight Curse right now. They just know that I mean, if they fight, they're going to lose. So as a result, they have to put pressure around the map to try and take, you know, maybe the bot base turret while Curse is taking the bot turret.
Takashi X is committing. He wants to go ahead and try and get that tier 3 while he still can, while all of Curse is actually slowly encroaching on their base.
They're going to lose so much of their base, though.
Yeah, it's not going to be worth it. You know, the minion waves are only there's only so many minions that can support you. Not the most, you know, attack damage in the world either. You can clear the waves, but there you go, Westrice out there with the Vlad ult. Going to keep everyone away. Monsoon just to try and keep everyone healthy, to keep everyone from dying, actually. And there you go, one bad Brad looking to pinch off Westrice. A little bit of damage, but there you go, Takashi X getting the tier 3.
If they stall a little bit more, he could get an inhibitor, and this could be huge for 4Not. This could be the comeback.
This could be it. This could be the start of something huge. Takashi X all alone on his base. 4 members of 4Not looking to defend the push in the mid. Vlad is going back.
Mid.
Vlad is going back. Will he be there in time? I think he might just barely get there. There you go. Westrice is here. Takashi X will be deflected. Unless he's looking to suicide, which it does not appear to be.
Jump over the wall.
Yep, no, there you go. Oh, no. Fail ult. Did not get over the wall, unfortunately.
He was just so close to doing it. I was saying if he jumps over and then jumps over the base wall and then gets Vlad stuck on the other side and then he backdoors the inhibitor behind Vlad.
Bind right down there in the Martel, plus the Rupture. There you go. Nom. Saint Vicious. There you go. With all damage necessary, the second part of the Morgana ult will go ahead and grab one bad Brad. And now Curse, they're at the front door. This should be no longer an issue here. Mid tier 3 will be going down. Cop grabs the Janna kill. And I think this might be it.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close. They will probably just transition right into the Nexus. They're actually going to back off. So
just playing kind of defensively. They can push down the top next, if they like to.
West
Vladimir
Rice is
in the
already down
meantime-
here.
Yeah, he's in the bottom. How low was that actually inhibitor? How low is it right now? I know it's regenning, but it probably was like 3 hits away. So unfortunately, Ari wasn't able to grab it. He was trying to just stick around and maybe finish it off. And with Janna's clearing capabilities, if they could have gotten that inhibitor, then maybe they could have made something happen. But Curse with the defense, West Rice just barely back in time. Like, they almost stalled long enough. And I think Curse probably was just like at the last second, oh my god, we can't sit here and stall this fight. I have to get back.
Yeah.
Because they thought they were just going to fight, win, and take the Nexus.
But I think they're more thinking of, how can we get a turret and defend our inhib? And it was just really good timing, I think. Because, Vlad, he realized, like, okay, I have this much time. If I back now...
Parole.
Oh, Parole maybe in a very bad spot right here. Bind. Vladimir. Nijaki. Real easy kill down bot lane. Just, good positioning on Curse. Minions are going to be pushing up. West Rice can still just continue his push. And one bad Brad still looking to just sit around and farm. But Curse, they're here. They should be able to take this tier 2 pretty easy. The push continues, man. Curse is so much of an advantage right now.
Yeah, and I think the big key at this point is what is 4Not going to do in game number 2. So we'll have to see. I mean, 4Not, they can stall for a little bit. They have done some nice things, but it's just all of the AoE damage that Curse has, it's going to be very difficult for 4Not to defend against it. So they just have so much team fight control. They can push right up. Actually, the bind on Zekin, he's going to go down very quickly.
There you go. West Rice going to get the kill onto the Janna, pushing back the rest of 4Not. Takashi X can't really do a whole lot here along with the rest of the team. Parole can actually try and get some damage. Nice juke from the bind, and Nijaki, that shield does not protect against physical damage. Parole can actually still get some damage in there. There you go. Nice Charm Shirley is being popped, but the inhibitor will go down. One bad Brad does have to ult to get away. Martel may be caught out here. West Rice with the pull to try and keep everyone slowed and forcing back everyone into the fountain. St. Vicious is on the back end, though. He could die here. That is a huge Morgana shield, keeping him and ensuring he's going to get out there. Shutdown coming in. Takashi X does get the kill onto Vlad, but that's not going to be it, though. That's not going to be enough. Curse Cop out in front, clearing out the minions. He's going to have a pretty easy time taking out that first turret, and then the rest of the mini wave should provide enough of a cover to go ahead and get turret number 2 as well. They could also just, there you go, you got a pretty big minion wave. Might as well just get this turret and this inhibitor too.
Yeah, they do have to watch out. They are pretty low, though. If 4Not tries to decide, not going to happen. They get the turret, they back off. So the next push should be able to win it for Curse, and there's not really a whole lot that 4Not can do about it. For the next game, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I think you can't allow Curse to get that Morgana pick. It's one of the champions that Nijaki's, I mean, any AP player is going to be playing Morgana, but he's very comfortable with. So I don't know, it's just a really strong pick. Morgana and Vladimir even worse. Like, that's having Morgana, Vladimir, and Graves is just such an ridiculous combo. It's just so insane. It's really tough to deal with. It's so much AoE damage, so much sustained damage, that it's really tough to win games against that. So I don't know if they want to ban out both of them or just one of them and then lane against Vlad. But
well, it could also be, 4Not could also try and set something up where they can just get Morgana for themselves for Takashi X, maybe get a little bit, because that is his bread and butter.
Well, they could have picked Morgana this game.
They could have, but alas, they.
I was actually surprised that they didn't. But
yeah, maybe that will change next game. But there you go, Curse grabs Baron once again, and with this buff, everyone's super healthy. They should be able to, wow, Zeke it with the ult. Oh, Cop just missing with the ult, will not be getting that kill. But yeah, well, after ravaging the jungle.
Not a Chaos snipe.
No, unfortunately not. But yeah, with all these waves pushing, they should be able to go swoop in, take the last remaining inhib, take the last Nexus turret, and they should be able to pretty much take the game on this buff.
Yeah, they did a lot of really nice things this game. First and foremost, sending the AD and support bot top right in the beginning to get that early advantage.
St. Vicious right out in front, taking all damage. Takashi X getting incredibly low, trying to rush in and get a little bit of something happening, but West Race will go ahead and get that kill. There's the Monsoon, just to keep everyone topped off a little bit healthy, but will not be enough to go ahead and dissuade Curse. But St. Vicious, he's taking turret shots, he should probably back out there. But there's enough minion coverage there. The shield from Janna will not be there for long. Curse Cop plugging away, and there you go. The Nexus is open, it is naked, and 4Not knows. There you go. Game 1. Gonna be going to Curse. Good job, guys.
Yeah, nice game. We'll see what 4Not tries to do coming into game number 2, but Curse with the quick win. They did set West Rice behind early, but
even so, Vladimir's just going to farm into late game, regardless of what the situation was. And he was really far behind. He actually ended the game 250 CS. So at 32 minutes, nice job. I mean, he came back pretty significantly, and then they had the AoE to easily win those fights, and then the Blood Boil onto Graves as well. Just an overall strong comp, and despite setting St. Vicious behind a little bit in the beginning, a lot of Curse was behind a little bit in the beginning, but they were able to come back and then really quickly take control once they had the fight advantage.
Yeah, that was a lot of aggressive counter jungling onto St. Vicious at the very beginning of the game. But that's the thing, though. Like everyone else, Vlad was farming. He was sitting back and farming. Morgana was doing amazingly well in mid, and Takashi Xwashi wasn't doing that great. Cobb, he was getting the farm he needed. And it was a lot of effort to just really deny one champ that they just, it's like, hey, by the way, we got a whole lot of other lanes. There's more to this game than just one, denying one guy.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens in game number 2. I don't think that they're going to. I mean, I would be very shocked and honestly appalled if they allowed them to have the Vladimir Morgana combo with a Graves Nunu. So we'll see what kind of changes are made into 4Not. If they can maybe pick a little bit better. We will have a commercial break. We'll be right back for game number 2 shortly. I may or may not be here. Have some other things to take care of, but Nick Allen might be stepping in. We'll see if I can get him in here. And game number 2 should be pretty cool.
Okay, coming on up. Stay tuned.